9 out of 12 ESPN pound-for-pound voters vote for VASYL Lomachenko over Terence "Bud" Crawford after his performance with Amir Khan. Stay tuned, coming up next.
Hey, this is Cassie, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout outs to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, habla Cindy, está viendo Deportes TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So the pound-for-pound, the new pound-for-pound list for ESPN has come out, and there's 12 voters on the panel. 9 out of the 12 voters decided to choose VASYL Lomachenko over Terence "Bud" Crawford. This is my issue with this. VASYL Lomachenko has just fought Anthony Crolla, and they credited him as if he beat a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter. They did this in the wake of Terence "Bud" Crawford defeating Amir Khan via Amir Khan quitting. But Terence "Bud" Crawford was on his way, well on his way to stopping Amir Khan. If you just look at the records as it's on display here in this picture, just look at it. Does it even look correct that VASYL Lomachenko is number 1? When you look at Terence Crawford's record, when you look at Canelo Alvarez's record, when you look at Alexander Usyk's record, and Alexander Usyk is an undisputed cruiserweight champion. Does it look correct when you look at Errol Spence Jr.'s record? Does VASYL Lomachenko's record look correct standing against their record? Where the only 2 guys on this record, on this top 5 list, have losses are VASYL Lomachenko and Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez his only loss coming via Floyd Mayweather, who was undoubtedly, unanimously, the pound-for-pound king. That's the only blemish on Canelo Alvarez's record. So when you look at Canelo Alvarez's record compared to VASYL Lomachenko's record, how does it even look comparable at this point in time? How? Okay, Canelo Alvarez has wins over the likes of Erislandy Lara. Canelo Alvarez has wins off of Triple G, who's on this list. So you have VASYL Lomachenko 1, you have Terence Crawford 2, you have Canelo Alvarez 3, you have Errol Spence 4, and Triple G at 5, and then you have Alexander Usyk coming under Triple G. Does this even look correct? Does it sound correct? It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous, right? To say the very least. It looks absolutely ridiculous, to say the least, while you're looking at this pound-for-pound list. I mean, you have Triple G at number 6 and Usyk at number 5, excuse me, right? But just looking at the list, so you have Triple G, who's number 6 on this pound-for-pound list, right? And you have Canelo Alvarez, who's number 3 on this pound-for-pound list. But he beat the number 6 guy on the pound-for-pound list. Nobody else on this list has another top 5, top 6 pound-for-pound guy on their record. Canelo Alvarez beat Triple G, and he's number 3 behind VASYL Lomachenko? Does this not state the obvious biasness that's going on? Alexander Usyk, right, who sports a record of 16-0 with 12 knockouts. VASYL Lomachenko sports a record of 13-1 with 10 knockouts. Alexander Usyk is an undisputed cruiserweight champion and never lost. But you have VASYL Lomachenko, who lost to a journeyman in Orlando Salido, ahead of him, right? So if you're going to credit him for the things that he did early in his career, then you have to credit him for the loss that he took early in his career. You can't say, well, he took a loss early in his career and he didn't have experience, but then you're giving him all the credit in the world for the achievements he achieved early in his career. That doesn't make sense. So if that's the case, you're going to give him credit for one, you have to discredit him for the other and say he lost to a journeyman early in his career. Terence Crawford has a record of 35-0 with 26 knockouts. He's an ESPN top-ranked fighter in the same stable as VASYL Lomachenko, 35-0 with 26 knockouts. And he was champion in 3 different weight classes undisputed at junior welterweight, came up and is a WBO champion at welterweight. That doesn't count. So you're telling me VASYL Lomachenko's win over Guillermo Rigondeaux, who had came up multiple weight classes to challenge him. You're gonna tell me Nicholas Walters, who knocked out Nicholas Walters knocked out, oh man, I was slipping my mind at the moment, but Nicholas Walters, what has Nicholas Walters done in his career? Nothing. Since he beat the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire, Nicholas Walters, that's his only claim to fame in his career. But Nicholas Walters did that after Guillermo Rigondeaux had did it, okay? So Nicholas Walters' claim to fame was beating Nonito Donaire, the Filipino Flash, after Guillermo Rigondeaux did it, okay? And so with that said, he beat Gary Russell Jr., but Gary Russell up until today's time, and no slight against Gary Russell, because I love Gary Russell, right? No disrespect to Gary Russell. But Gary Russell's biggest wins are against whom? Because when he fought VASYL Lomachenko, he too was just a prospect. So who did Gary Russell beat in his career? That's his claim to fame. So you have Gary Russell, you have Nicholas Walters, and you have Guillermo Rigondeaux as his the top guys he beat on his resume. Jose Pedraza, we know that Gervonta Tank Davis had a better showing against Jose Pedraza than VASYL Lomachenko, right? He went the distance with VASYL Lomachenko. He didn't go the distance with Gervonta Tank Davis. He got destroyed by Gervonta Tank Davis. But I know you're gonna say that, well, he wasn't at his right weight class, right? Okay, so whom else did he beat for you to claim that he's the best fighter in the world at 13-1? Nobody. So all the achievements that Terence Crawford achieved is just goes out the window. Then another thing is they have Anthony Joshua at number 10, but Deontay Wilder's not even on the list. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. So Terence Crawford comes in at number 2, right? Except the obvious: Timothy Bradley, Andre Ward, and somebody else voted for Terence Crawford. So nobody else. You have Steve Kim, you have Dan Raphael, and these guys look and quote unquote boxing experts that actually watch this go on in the ring and can say that VASYL Lomachenko is a better fighter than Terence Crawford. VASYL Lomachenko has accomplished more in his career than Terence Crawford. Too much of what's going on has to do with the fact that VASYL Lomachenko has a great amateur record. Has nothing to do with his professional record. So you're basing it off his amateur record in his professional career. And nobody sees the obvious, huh? And Terence Crawford don't feel a certain kind of way. Because Terence Crawford should feel a certain kind of way. He should feel slighted. Now I know people are gonna say, well, it's mythical, it's opinionated, it's your opinion, it's not real. But, how you're perceived in the public eye, how you're promoted, these things do count. They do count. Excuse me. Excuse me again. So these things do count. How it's perceived in the public eye, how you're promoted, how you looked at, how you remembered, ultimately for your legacy. Terence Crawford should be ranked number 1 pound for pound. And if you look at resumes and records, there's no way VASYL Lomachenko should be ahead of somebody such as Saul Canelo Alvarez. And how is Triple G still on the pound for pound at the top 6? And his last 2 fights, he hasn't had a W. And when he fought anybody worth note, he didn't get a victory. So please, somebody explain to me, how is Triple G still on this list, but Deontay Wilder is not top 10? How does that make sense? We know how it makes sense, don't we? We know exactly what it is. But that's all I got for y'all, man. This is disgraceful at the very least, to say the very least. Okay, and yeah, you can say it's your opinion, but when you have voters such as guys that's voting for MVP in the basketball, in NBA, and in the NFL, you know, in the league MVP and things of that nature, right? When you have a guy that's clearly the league MVP, but you're going for this guy just to pass a certain agenda, we know what it is, right? We know what it is. This is equivalent to, let's say Cam Newton had 50 touchdowns, only threw 5 interceptions, and ran for 10, and threw for 6,000 yards. And then you have Tom Brady throws for 15 touchdowns with no interceptions and run for none, but Tom Brady is the MVP. We know why, don't we? We understand. But that's all I got for y'all, man. It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media. Make sure you like and share these videos. Terence Crawford comes in at number 2 out of 9 out of the 12 voters saw VASYL Lomachenko as the best fighter pound for pound in the world after his performance against Jose Pedraza, which was lackluster to say the least, and his performance versus Anthony Crolla, who didn't even come in their ring with a heartbeat. That's all I got for y'all, man. Peace.
The Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the Empress. Much love.